Hey guys, and welcome back to Book Therapy. Guys, I have a wonderful review for you today that I am really excited about. Can you guys guess what I'm excited about? You should. You really should, because I talked about it in my last video. And that is the review on Clockwork Princess. Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. Wonderful. Loved it. Absolutely loved it, guys. Amazing book. And I knew it was going to be amazing, and it was amazing, and I could not put it down. Could not put it down. And I gotta say, before I started reading this trilogy, I heard about how great it was, and it was actually, when I was reading The Mortal Instruments, I heard about how The Infernal Devices was great, how Clockwork Princess was one of the best books people have ever read, yada yada. And I was just thinking, I'll get to it, whatever, no rush. I should have been in a huge rush. Should have been. Because this trilogy, I might even like it better than The Mortal Instruments. But don't get me wrong, I love me some Jace. Love me some Jace, but like I said in the first video, in my very first video, I talked about Clockwork Angel. And I talked about how I love the setting, and that's probably part of why I love these books so much, is because of the setting and the time period that's held in. I love everything London. If you can't tell, right here, that's the Eiffel Tower, and, right here, that's Big Ben. I am obsessed with London and travel and all that, but ever since I was, I've been obsessed with England since I was small, like 10 probably. But yeah, so I love the setting, not just the time period, but the London, even Wales. That's great too. Because you get to see, or you don't get to see, you get to see in your head part of Wales. And I just love it, and I should have been in a bigger rush to read these books because I could not put them down. I was absolutely obsessed. I have a problem with Cassandra Clare, guys. Like I said, she writes book crack. I'm obsessed. But let's get on with the review. Yeah. So if you read Clockwork Prince, and if you have not read Clockwork Prince or Clockwork Angel, do not watch this video, because I am not holding anything back. Spoilers, so be prepared. Let's get on. If you read those other two books, Clockwork Angel and Clockwork Prince, you now know that Tessa is engaged to Jem. But even though she's engaged to Jem, her heart really belongs to both Will and Jem. She's in love with both those boys, but she has chosen to accept Jem's proposal. And even though it breaks her heart to break Will's heart, she has no choice, because she thinks that what could she do if Will knew the truth? It would just hurt both of them. And there's no point in him knowing how she truly feels. So Tessa is preparing for her wedding to Jem, and they have not heard anything from Mortman in months. But we all know that Mortman cannot leave Tessa alone. She is the missing piece to his Clockwork army of taking down the Shadowhunters. He needs her, and he gets her. And once he gets her, the Shadowhunters of the London Institute are just, they're just in a tight spot, because Will is torn between going to save Tessa or staying with Jem, because Jem is dying. And he is dying because Mortman, being the asshole that he is, has bought all the Yen-Fin in London, and Jem, stupid self, has been taking way more than he should of the Yen-Fin and has ran out. So he is dying. And Charlotte is in a tight spot because the council has chosen not to trust her judgment anymore and refuses to grant her request to go after Mortman and save Tessa, because he is a huge asshole also. But, anyway, moving on. Will, of course, with Jem's permission, goes after Tessa. I mean, we all know he was going to do it anyway because he loves her. He can't lose her. And especially if he's about to lose Jem. So, he goes after Tessa without anyone's permission because that's just our Will. He doesn't have to have anybody's permission because he's awesome. And Charlotte having no choice, she disobeys the council and she goes after Will and Tessa with the help of a few Silent Brothers and Magnus Bane, because Magnus is awesome also. But anyway, they go after Will and Tessa, and the final battle begins. Yes, the final battle begins. And the very ending of this book, the epilogue, had to be the most... I thought Harry Potter's epilogue was beautiful. J.K. Rowling did a wonderful job with that, but... And I can't believe I'm about to say this. The ending of this book was the most beautiful, beautiful ending I have ever read in my life, in all my reading experiences, and I have read a lot of books. This book was the most beautiful ending I've ever read in my life. Ever, ever, ever. I cannot explain to you how I felt when I read this book. The ending of this book, I mean, guys, God, I did not know my heart could feel so much joy when reading a book. It was... I cannot explain it to you guys. I don't want to tell you what happens because I've probably told you more than I should already. But I've tried to hold back a little bit, okay? A little bit. And I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end. But if you haven't read it, you got to read it. And if you have read it, you know what I'm talking about. And you understand what I can't express out there to you guys. Because, I mean, God, Cassandra Clare, you really know how to just take my heart, because beautiful. Beautiful. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. If I could, I would give it 10 out of 5 stars, because best book ever. And I can only hope that the ending for the Mortal Instruments, which I am so afraid of right now, terrified for next month. Excited, but terrified. I can only hope that she writes something as beautiful and wonderful and not at all disappointing as she wrote Clockwork Princess, because I did not want this book to end. I did not want this book to end, and some of the characters, I'm not going to say who, are supposed to be in the last book of the Mortal Instruments. They're supposed to help in that. So we will be seeing some of these characters again, which I am super happy about. And if you read this book, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, but we're not going to get into that because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because I had some spoilers before I started reading this book, and I was pissed. I knew some of the stuff that was going to happen in this book. Pissed. Absolutely pissed. But I was still excited and happy when I read it. So, but I wanted to kill the people who posted crap about this book before I read it. because I did so good. When all of you guys were talking, or people were talking about this book, I did not read any spoilers. I did not see any spoilers, and I was very happy about it because I had no idea what happened in these books. And then right before I start reading the last one, I see a major spoiler. So yeah. I'm going to stop ranting now and let you guys get back to your everyday lives. I just really wanted to share with you guys how great this book is. And if you have not read it, please read it. And if you've read the other two and are about to be on this book, just know that I feel for you. Because your life will be gone once you've started reading this book. But yeah, that is all for today. If you want to read my blog also about this book, my last post was about this book, the link will be down below. Also follow me on Twitter, and I talk about books and other things, of course. And also, my next review will be on Allegiant. Yeah, I really wanted to read the second book of Game of Thrones, but my little cousin made me start Allegiant. So, that will be my next book review and my next blog post. So, keep watching. Thank you guys for hearing me ranting. Bye.